Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video. It is going to be my September update for the Deck of Panning project pan that was created by Emily. She is one of my absolute favorites. She will be linked down below. And today I'm going to be kind of refreshing my project. I've been feeling burnt out by project panning, and I love to project pan, but I just have felt so like uninspired to do my makeup lately. And I think it's because I haven't been doing my makeup as consistently this year as I have in years past. So every time I do my makeup, I feel like I have to just be using my Shop My Stash products, and I haven't been doing a good job of just like having days where I just like do my makeup as I wish rather than doing doing project pan or using product pan. What am I trying to say? I have basically just been using my project pan products. I have quite a few projects that I'm currently working on, so there's an array of products to choose from, but I'm feeling just a smidge burnt out. So while there's not necessarily like a refresh to this project, I feel like Emily wants everybody to do their project how it best works for them, and I'm going to be rolling out I think 4 products that have been going for quite some time and replacing them with new products. If you're new to this project, I will have Emily's introduction video linked down below. It is a game style project, so there's rules and things like that. I highly recommend checking out her intro if you're looking for more information about this project. But if you're interested in my update, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project panning content or just chit-chatting about makeup, I would love if you consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. All right, you guys, so I currently have 11 products that I have been working on. I've been drawing a new card every single update, whether or not I have hit goal or whether or not I'm rolling something out, sort of like as a punishment to myself for not finishing anything. I haven't hit my goal on anything, so I will be rolling in a 12th product. And you might be thinking to yourself, Steph, did you not just say you were getting burnt out by project pans? And yes, but part of the fun of this project truly is like drawing the card to roll the product in. And then I have 4 other products that I've been working on for like at least 6 months that I am gonna roll out today. I'm just not feeling inspired by them, so I'll be rolling in 4 products to replace them for a total of 5 products today. Let's get into my progress. I do like to just go in order that I rolled these products in. So up first, I told you guys no matter where I was with this product, I was gonna be rolling this out, this update. So that is what I'm doing. This is my Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Beam. I rolled this in for the prompt to spotlight a panner, and I selected this to spotlight Kelly Gooch, who has been working on this in her rolling Project 10 pan. She's almost done with hers. I am definitely not, but I have been making progress over the course of this year. Now this has been in other projects, so it's not like all of this product or progress. When I rolled this in, this weighed 10 grams. It has weighed 9 grams since April. I'll try and post where it lists like every single month and the weight over here. I hope editing Steph gets her life together and actually does that. But this still weighs 9 grams today. I feel like I reached for this a fair amount actually since the last update. Like I knew I was going to be rolling this out, so I made a true effort to reach for this quite a few times. And I'm over just about halfway or a little bit more than halfway through this product. You need so little of this to get color on your cheeks that I am proud of how much I've used this product this year, and I'm just ready to roll that out. Another product that's been in since the introduction, I'm not rolling this out. Like I am going to finish this. This is the Bite Beauty French Press Lip Gloss in the shade Flat White. This is my second tube of this. In the first tube I went through, I loved it so much, but now this gloss is just like paler than I personally prefer. It's pale and cool tone, which I actually do like, but it has to be with like the right look. And I just, again, haven't even been wearing my makeup that much. This isn't a gloss that I feel like if I'm barefaced, I can toss this gloss on, because it just does not look, it does not look right with my skin tone. So when I rolled this in, this weighed 30 grams. This weighed 29 grams last update. It weighs 27 grams today. So we have seen some progress. And I don't know if you'll be able to tell. There is windowing right there. Like we're making progress. I don't want to say I hope to have this done by next update, because I feel like I've been saying that for like the last 6 months or so. I did roll this in for the prompt Something a Friend is Panning. Rebecca Morgan rolled this in at the very introduction of her rolling project pan for the year, and I decided to follow suit, and she has finished hers. She finished hers quite a bit ago, and here I am. This has been something I've been working on since January 20th, and it's still not done, but we're gonna keep going on that. This next product is another one I'm going to be rolling out. This I rolled in at the introduction of this project, and when I rolled this in, I even said, like in the introduction, I feel like I'm going to regret giving myself the goal of emptying this rather than like a different goal. But it is my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I rolled this in for the prompt something glowy, and I told myself I wanted to finish this because this is a product that's getting older in my collection, so I actually do want to finish it. But it is just proving to be quite the challenge. My cap broke off, so when I rolled this in, this weighed 133 grams, and then my cap broke off, and the next update it weighed 126 grams. Last update it weighed 124 grams. This update it still weighs 124 grams. I feel like I did not reach for this that much since the last update, but I do feel like I've used this quite a bit this year. I will say I've used it more this year as a liquid highlight rather than an all over face highlight, just because I was using my Maybelline 4-in-1 so much this year, and these two are like kind of similar. That's how I used to use this. Like my Maybelline 4-in-1 kind of replaced the, not replaced this, but I just was getting more use out of my Maybelline 4-in-1. Anyway, I've been working on this a lot. I don't feel like this is gonna go bad on me, even though it is getting older. I just like it still smells totally fine, and I don't feel like this is a product that's gonna go bad in the next 6 months or so. I'll still continue to use this. Like I feel like I'm still gonna keep this in my everyday rotation and use it. I just don't feel like working on it in a project and having that added pressure of like, oh, I feel like I need to use this, because there's other cream and liquid highlights I would like to get use out of in my collection, but I feel like I haven't been reaching for because I've been trying to prioritize this. So I'm ready to be done with this and roll that out. Next up is another product I'm gonna be rolling out, and this is a product I wanted to finish. I swear, like I thought I was gonna be done with this in 2020 if I'm remembering correctly, but this is the Charlotte Tilbury Glow-gasm Beauty Light Wand in the shade Peachgasm. Now I feel like I haven't been great at writing down the prompts, but I will post it on the screen. If I'm remembering correctly, I believe this was for the prompt your largest category, which for me is blush. Blush or lip gloss. And I chose this because I wanted to get through some blushes. I thought I could empty this out. This weighed 14 grams when I rolled this in April, and it weighs 13 grams today. It weighed 13 grams last update. I've maybe reached for this twice since the last update, and while I love this product, I think it is a phenomenal product. I really do enjoy it. I just don't feel like this is a shade of blush that I'm going to be reaching for the next coming months. Maybe if I don't have the pressure of finishing this off, maybe I will still finish it. I feel like I'm so close. I didn't make a new line marking, but like, I mean, I'm very close to being done with this. It just feels like it felt like right away, like it went from like full to empty, but then like the last little bit of product has been taking literally forever to get through. So I'm gonna roll this out today. I'm just like not feeling that. It isn't inspiring me. We're gonna be done with that. And then the last product that I'm going to be rolling out / refreshing is another thing that I rolled in during the April update. It was for the prompt something a friend is panning, and I chose something that Emily, the creator of this project, was working on. She was working on the contour shade in the Smashbox Cali Contour Kit in her whole collection project pan. I gave myself a goal of reaching for this 20 total times. I just am not contouring. I was at 7 out of those 20 times as of the last update. I reached for this one more time, and it's just like I don't feel like contouring. And I will say I have a pan in this. I hit pan, I believe, at the end of last year in this palette, and I did get some good use out of every other shade in this palette as I've had this pulled out. Like there would be times where I'd reach into this palette for like the bronzer or the blush and wouldn't even reach into the contour shade, because I was happy to be working on this face palette, as it is one of my favorite face palettes in my collection, but I just don't feel like contouring. So I was gonna say maybe I could switch. I wonder if instead of, there's one other product that I'm not rolling out, but I'm switching like my goal on it, if you will. I wonder if instead of working on this, I still work on the face palette, but switch my goal for the last 12 uses to try and just use like the bronzer. Maybe I'll do that. I think that's actually what I'm gonna do, so that I will still be committed to the face palette, but rather than reaching into the contour, maybe it's just like the palette as a whole 12 more times. I feel like I could do that. That's what we're gonna do with this product. Okay, we're not gonna draw a new card for this one, but we're gonna change the goal up on that. And the other product that I'm changing my goal on, but not necessarily like rolling out, is my ABH Sultry palette. So I rolled this in because I got a random color generator, and I rolled in this gray shade, this gray color. I'll post it over here. And for that, I selected the shade Slate out of this palette. I love this palette, but I never use gray eyeshadow, so I thought it would be a good chance to get use out of that shade. I've only reached for the shade one time. I gave myself a goal of reaching for it 5 times. It has been in since June, and I haven't been able to get myself to reach for that shade. So I've decided to change my goal, and even though it was 4 random color generators, so switching the goal up is like a little bit meh, I've decided to still work on this palette because I rolled the palette in for that. I mean, granted, I rolled the eyeshadow shade in for that, but we're gonna still focus on this palette. It's one of my favorite palettes in my collection, but I'm going to change my goal for this to be no pan left behind for this palette. So starting today, I want to use every shade within this palette at least one time, and then I can roll this palette out. Might be cheating in your eyes, but that's what we're gonna do. The next 6 products are staying in the project. I'm gonna keep chugging away at my goals. So up first, we have the Auric Smoke Reflect in the shade Defiance. I rolled this in for the prompt, an influencer, I think collab, but I decided to do an influencer brand. This is Samantha Ravindal's brand, and I gave myself a goal of reaching before this product 10 total times, but within those 10 uses, at least 5 of them had to come from the cream product, just because that's like the part that I reach for least. I was at 5 out of those 10 uses last update. I did reach for this product as a whole 1 more additional time as of the last update, so we're at 6 out of those 10 uses. I still need to reach for the cream shadow 2 more times, so 2 out of those 4 uses that I have left need to come, or I need to reach for the cream product in order to roll this out. This weighed 61 grams when I rolled this in. It did weigh 60 grams last update, still weighs 60 grams today. Struggling to get myself to use that, but we're gonna keep working on it. Next up, I have my Tarte HydroFlex, and I believe I selected this for the prompt, a liquid product. I think that's the prompt, and I gave myself a goal of finishing this off. I was about halfway through this product when I rolled this in. It's not a favorite foundation of mine, but because I knew I was like halfway through, I just wanted to potentially, my goal was to finish this so that hopefully I could have another foundation empty for the end of the year. I wanted to focus on something that I felt like I could finish, and that's still my goal. This did weigh 46 grams when I rolled this in, and actually this update, like this, the progress from last update to this has been my least amount of progress since having this in the project. I think because I was trying to focus on some of the other foundations that I'm working on throughout projects. It feels like I have a lot of foundations I'm trying to pan right now, but this weighed 42 grams last update, and it still weighs 42 grams. I think I've reached for this 1 or 2 times since the last update, so I'm not making a new line marking on this. We are right about here. I have about 1/4 of the product left. I'm still confident I could finish this by the end of the year, and that's still going to be the goal because I need to have some foundation empties before the end of the year. If you missed my last makeup rehab update, I need to finish 3 more foundations before I can buy another foundation. So that's where we're at with that one. And speaking of foundation, I have another product that I'm currently trying to work on, and I actually rolled in the Rare Beauty foundation for the prompt, a winter product, because this is like definitely my winter shade. I'm hoping you'll be able to see there's definitely some disturbance or some like disrupt, like you can see there's product wearing away on this. This was a product I have unofficially been trying to pan all year, so it felt like a great product to roll into this project. And I swear since rolling this into this project, I reached for it barely at all, whereas before I was reaching for this all the time this year. This weighed 70 grams when I rolled this in July, and it still weighs 70 grams today. I need to get more use out of this. My goal is to finish this off. I'm hoping this can be one of my foundation empties at the end of the year, but I have not made great progress on this, so I need to kick my butt in gear on that. And then these last 2 products I rolled in last update, I was really hoping that this would be an empty, and this could have been had I mixed this in with a lotion, which I thought about, but I've actually really enjoyed this as a face highlight, so I want to finish it that way. It is this little mini Illamasqua Beyond Liquid Highlighter. I am completely blanking on what I rolled this in for. I'll post the prompt on the screen. But I was really hopeful I would have this done by this update. This weighed 5 grams when I rolled this in. It does weigh 4 grams today, so there was some progress there. And this was pretty much full when I rolled this in. And now you can tell, I've used this, and I'm hoping either next update or the update after that, which, next update, I'm hoping that this is done. For sure, I think by November, but potentially next month in the October update. It just depends on how much I'm using some of my other cream and liquid highlighters, but that should be an empty before the end of the year. And then I also rolled in my RMS concealer. I believe this was for the prompt your oldest product, if I'm not mistaken, and this is my oldest concealer in my collection. I already had a pan on this when I rolled this in. I actually feel like I did a decent job of reaching for this. This is a product that I wanted to pan last year and this year, but just have not rolled it into a project and have not reached for it without the motivation of a project motivating me. So this weighed 34 grams last update. It's always 34 grams. I don't necessarily know that the pan has expanded anymore, but I have been using this and I've mostly been circling on the outer edge, so hopefully the product's getting thinner there. My goal is to finish this by the end of the year. I don't know that that's possible. This is not something I love underneath the eyes, but if I'm not wearing foundation sometimes and I'm just doing like no makeup but a little bit of concealer, I'll use this and it brightens underneath the eyes a little bit, but it's kind of sticky, more emollient than I like would prefer. So sometimes I use it on my eyelids as well. Just trying to finish this up, but that's where we're at with that one. So that means I will be drawing 3 cards to replace these 3 products, as well as 1 more card because I'm punishing myself for not hitting my goal on anything. Okay, so I have my deck of cards. I have these cute Minnesota cards that I got at the M&M store here. They say go wild, and it has like a cute little M&M with a like buffalo checkered hat. I did just bridge shuffle these before starting to film, but I'll do this a little bit so that you know that the cards are shuffled up. We all know we're trying to avoid the Joker. Oh shoot, maybe I'm gonna regret this decision to, did I put that the right way? Yes, this decision to draw in 4 new cards, because with my luck I'll get the Joker. But let's see what cards we get. So up first, we get the 5 of diamonds. Then we get, is that the Joker? It is. Yeehaw! Great. So that means we'll be choosing something I really don't want to pan. Next up, we have the 9 of spades. And then we have the 5 of hearts. Okay. Did we all know that that was gonna happen? I mean, I feel like we all knew in our bones that that was gonna happen. One thing I do really want to pan is my glass of wine. Here we go. Pulling up the deck. Okay, so up first we have the 5 of diamonds, and by deck I mean pulling up the game board. I'll post it on the screen so that you can follow along, but the 5 of diamonds is, ooh, baked. Oh, ooh, okay. A baked product. I can work with that. Then we have the Joker, which is a product that you really don't want to pan. Then we have the 9 of spades, which is, ooh, your birthstone, which my birthstone is, so I was born in May, so my birthstone is an emerald, which could be fun because green's this time of year, like, yes please. And then finally we have the 5 of hearts, which is balancing act, which means, let me just see what that means. Balancing act is a product that gives too much or too little, or a product that gives too much or too little, or is too pigmented. Ooh, I feel like that's, like, in my opinion, like another product I really don't want to pan. Okay, I'm gonna go pick my products out and I will be right back to share them with you. Okay, I'm back and I actually feel like really happy about this. One of the products I'm like, is this really cheating? But like, it's not. But like in my head I'm like, we can talk about that one first because it's the setting spray. So this is going to be for the prompt a balancing act product, which is a product that either gives too much, too little, it's too pigmented. Basically, the way that I'm like interpreting this is like you have to finesse the product a little bit in order to get it to work for you like how you want. It's not just like a sweatpants product where it's like quick, easy, ready to go. So for that, I'm choosing a mist, which sometimes I'm like, is a mist cheating? Because like for me, like to pan a mist is not that hard, but I'm picking the Pixi Glow Mist. And the reason I'm selecting this product is because I find with this mist specifically, you have to be very careful with the amount that you use, because you can go from like a beautiful glow to way too glowy very, very quickly. So there is a sense of balancing act in terms of like how many sprays you use with this product. My goal is going to be to finish this off. If you can see, I'm hoping that this is focused. It is maybe just under half. So I have like a little less than half to use. Again, my goal is going to be to finish this up. I should have no problem doing that by the finale. Even though we're moving into the fall and winter months, I have just been liking a glowier face. Like I feel like it just like a healthy glow is what I'm after. So I shouldn't have any problem getting use out of this week to week. I do think it'll take me close to the end to finish this, but come hell or high water, this is going to be an empty by the end of the year. For the Prompt 8 Baked product, in my head, I'm like, is this cheating? But no, it's really not. I included this in a product, in my products that I want to pan in 2022. I think just knowing like I've been unofficially trying to pan this for years, it feels like, within my collection, and now I'm like finally officially putting it in a project feels weird. But I decided to put in my Hourglass Luminous Light powder, or Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Luminous Light. As you can tell, I have a huge pan on this. And by huge, yeah, that's like a decent sized pan. But up on the sides here, I have still quite a bit of product left. And I feel like I've had like this size pan for what feels like all year. I could be wrong. Like I feel like the pan has expanded some, but I still feel like I have so much product left in here. This is a product that I feel like maybe I could have done balancing act as well, because all over the face, it can be beautiful, but sometimes it can be a little bit too glowy. If I'm using products that are more matte and I want to add a glow to my skin, I usually will use one or the other of these products. I don't know if I can finish this by the end of the year, but I want to get as close as I possibly can. So my goal is to see if I can finish this. I don't know if that's possible. Okay, you guys are probably wondering what I decided to choose for the Joker. And I decided to go with a liquid lipstick. And a lot of people do like a black liner for this prompt or a red lipstick. And I'm doing a red, but I'm doing, even worse for me probably, a vampy red shade. Now I will say Just Colors makes one of my favorite liquid lipstick formulas. So at least I got a good formula on my hands. I believe this is in the shade Brick, but the shade wore off. This is a really beautiful shade for this time of year. Like it is gorgeous. And I'm gonna give myself a usage goal for this of 10 total times. Like 5 would be a lot, but because it's for the Joker prompt, I'm gonna do 10. I wanna hit that 10 use goal by the end of the year. Because I don't want it to just be a Joker product that like I have a usage goal on, but then I never really have any progress on it. Like I definitely really, really want, obviously, to hit my goal on this. So I'm gonna try and use this 3 or 4 times before the next update. Like I would be really proud of my progress if I was able to do that. Beautiful shade, just not a color that I reach for all that frequently. And then I don't know if I'm not cheating on this, but for my birthstone, again, I was born in May, so I'm going with my ColourPop Never Tore Us Apart palette, because there is a green in here, and I don't necessarily consider this an emerald green, but this is also like for my birth time frame, so I feel like this is a good option. And I want to give myself a goal of reaching for each of these shades, we're thinking like no pan left behind, 3 total times. So I can't roll this out until I reach for each of these 4 shades at least 3 times. It doesn't have to be that I'm creating a look 3 times with all 4 shades in this palette, but like I can mix in other palettes. I just have to reach for each of these shades at least 3 times. And I feel like that's a lofty goal for me, just thinking about like how many palettes I have in my collection and how I consume eyeshadow typically. So I'm excited. Even though I feel like I have some still tough goals and tough products to work on, I just do feel like a little bit refreshed rolling some of those products that have been in forever out and then just bringing in a new batch. Even though we're close to the end of the year, I feel like I needed this, and I'm feeling very remotivated and re-inspired by these products. Maybe I'll do something similar in my other projects just to give me that last boost of motivation for panning for the end of the year. But thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting my channel, as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.